heads of state and government gathered in Berlin over the weekend to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Treaty of Rome, which founded today's European Union. The Berlin Declaration highlights the achievements of the past 50 years of European integration, defines the common values of the EU, and sets the path for reforms until 2009. Thomas Bickel reports and interviews Íñigo Méndez de Vigo and Elmar Brach.
The declaration begins by emphasizing Europeans' main dream that has come true: peace, wealth and a sense of shared purpose amongst the people of Europe. The core values of the European project are presented in Chapter 1 of the declaration: dignity of mankind, equality of women and men, democracy and the rule of law. The variety of cultures and languages is seen as a distinct European asset to be preserved. Chapter 2 mentions the added value of cooperation and common policies in the EU, such as the common market, the euro, the fight against terrorism and the Union's leading role in climate protection. The last and most important chapter promises EU reform until the 2009 European elections. In practice, this would mean the decision-making procedures of the Union of 27 members will work better and more efficiently. To keep that promise, the President of the Council, Angela Merkel, wants to launch an intergovernmental conference at the EU summit in June. Mrs. Merkel attended a special meeting of the EPP-ED group to present and discuss the declaration. It emerged that she intends to intensify efforts in order to set a timetable before the end of the German presidency. Mr. de Vigo, is the Berlin Declaration leading to convincing reform?
Well, let's hope it. I think the Berlin Declaration puts its power on three ideas. One, the European Union has been a real success. And if we see where we are coming from, that's the case. Secondly, what are the challenges for the future? And how are we going to tackle them? And thirdly, why do we want to do all these things together? And I'm pretty much sure that answering to these three questions, we are launching the follow-up. And the follow-up is to get the constitutional process on the table and to get a solution to the constitutional treaty.
Mr. Brok, do you think the Berlin Declaration is leading to substantial reform?
I think so, because it has shown that this European Union is a success story and that we face challenges which we can meet only if we use this instrument of the European Union. And therefore it's very clear, in order to meet these challenges, we have to reform the European Union, put it on a new basis, and the constitutional treaty is the right basis for that.
Do you think there is a common determination in the Council to do this reform until the end of the year?
I think so. And I can assure you there's a common determination from the members of the EPP. And let's take into account that the presidency of the Council now is in the hands of Angela Merkel, the President of the European Parliament is Hans-Gert Pöttering, and the President of the European Commission is José Manuel Durão Barroso. The three are members of the EPP. And I'm pretty much sure that on the basis of our values and our principles and with a real political determination, we'll give a proposal in the next European Council in June.
And do you think the timetable can be met?
You know, I think timetables can be met if there is ambition and vision. And I think in the EPP we have them.
Do you think there is a common determination to meet the tight timetable, which means to get the reform underway until the end of the year?
I think in general speaking, is it so? Because we have to do it before the European elections. We cannot wait longer. If we wait another 4 or 5 years to become in such a form that we can meet these challenges in globalization, India, China, terrorism and so on, then it's half a decade lost. So we have already lost too much time, and therefore I think more and more people understand that we have to do it fast.
Okay, so you see a realistic chance that we have a reform in place by the end of the year?
I think that we have an agreement at the end of the year that we have in 2008 the ratification process, so that it will be in time before the European question in power.
The interview of the week was brought to you by the press service of the EPP-ED group, the largest political group in the European Parliament, with members from all 27 member countries. See you next week.